folks along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathered along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gammon along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, but what's going on? Sinclair TV back again, and tonight we're doing the transfer update show. And I suppose I have Tony with us, but he's fixing his TV, be on very soon. Also, I've got Andy, an Arsenal fan, as well, who's going to help us shoot as well. So if you like the video, hit the likes, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to super chat, click on what the channel's worth and the $sign. And if you like to become a member, it is just 99p. So go for the comments first of all. I've got Chesway. Thank you, Chesway. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much indeed. I've also got Andrew. Big up to you, mate. Hope you're okay. Also got Master, even to you, mate. And also Lewis as well. Hi to Lewis as well. I've got, is there any South Americans in your target, John? We haven't, no, but when we do midfield, there's a couple of them as well we're going to talk about in the week, Mason. So there's plenty of South Americans to be linked with as well, as you well know. And big up to Tom as well, even to you, mate. And also even to Alan Little as well. And just say hi to Andrew as well. Like I said, waiting for Tony to come on and send the link. I've also sent the link to Andy Reaffin as well. So you're going to help us along the way. We are going to talk about it. Bit of breaking news today, people. I don't know if you know that Newcastle has got another sponsorship. Monster Drinks is absolutely fantastic. I mean, great sponsorship. I do drink Monster as well because I don't drink alcohol as well. I just treat it as another drink, by the way. And it is I'll go for the zero, and it's absolutely beautiful. So if people enjoy drinking a Monster, I tell you what, it's a canny drink. I prefer Lucas here, to be fair, but hey ho. And it's just me soft drinks as well. And I've got Chesway as well. Hi to you again, Chesway as well. And yeah, for me, I mean, the World Cup has come up in a couple of days' time. Are you happy the World Cup's coming up soon? For me, I have to, let me just send Andy a link again, man. I mean, I'll send that link again, right, if you don't mind, Pete, as well, because Andy definitely wants to come on. So, and also, we will talk about Jonathan David in another show as well. And yes, we have been linked to him as well. So just going to send Andy another link as well. Hope he gets it this time. And copy that, and then he will definitely come on. So send Andrew, send the link as well. Big up to Bald Eagle as well. Big up to Bald Eagle as well. Right, the first transfer I'm going to look at for as well, the player I get as well. And if I was spending the money, is because Jamal Lascelles would definitely be going either in January or in the summer, because I don't think he's going to cope with an Eddie Howe team, which is a pressing game. And I just don't think Jamal Lascelles is that good in Eddie's style of play. For me personally, my first target I'll go for is Stefan De Vrij from Inter Milan. He's been at the club for 5 seasons now, played for Lazio for quite a few seasons as well. And his contract expires at the end of June 2023. He'll be a free signing in the summer. So if you're after him, he can come to us on a free signing. And he's a Dutch international as well. He's definitely coming to the World Cup as well. He's a centre-back. He scored 3 international goals in 59 games. This season, he's had 12 appearances and 1 goal. He plays in the back 3 under the Simone Inzaghi team as well. And alongside Milan Gila as well. And we're going to talk about Milan as well in a bit. This guy, I quite like him. I think he's a cracking player. He brings the ball out from the back. And this guy is absolutely, for me, is a proper defender that defends properly. If he comes in, he'll be amazing. Newcastle United. Andy, even to you, mate.
Evening, John. You all right?
I'm absolutely fine, man. And good to see you there. I mean, Tony's having problems with his TV. He'll be here very, very soon. I'm sure he will. And
Okay, no worries.
how's things with you, my guy? You good?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just getting over to have a hernia operation. So yeah, I'm just getting over that now, John. So which I had last Friday, but on the road to recovery, as they say.
Right. I mean, get well soon, Andy. Please get well
Cheers,
soon,
mate.
and hopefully you'll get better soon. I've got a mate of mine at work who's just had a hernia as well, and he's still feeling a bit groggy. But at the end of the day, he's a lovely lad, and hope you get better soon. I hope Andy gets better as well soon, mate. So,
cheers.
No
How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing really well. Just doing this tonight. I got a lovely lass on the go, and she's absolutely lovely. And I'm just spoken to her, and we've been together for nearly 3 months. So yeah, it's fantastic. So really enjoying it, my guy. So
it's all rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling, mate. Rocking and rolling. That's sweet. But there you go. And to go through these comments quickly, right, before we talk about Stefan de Vrij, your opinion on them as well. Big up to Leslie as well. Hope you're okay, mate. Please assure me we're not in comment. No, he is not. I can guarantee you now he will not be coming to Newcastle United. Will not be paying 500k a week. He's a sport turn chat brat as well. He's 38 coming up soon. And I tell you what, I'll be extremely disappointed if we do get Cristiano Ronaldo. As great as he's been, he hasn't been that great at all, and he's on the downslide as well. Jesway, John, I've been trying to get a gauge on how much Monster responsible looking at athletes and F1 Mercedes team, but I don't have a clue. And Jesway, I haven't got a clue as well. So just got a question there. If anyone knows that question from Jesway, let us know in the comments below. But for me, I would have known this about 5 minutes ago, and I don't know, Jesway. I do apologize. And you did shut down, mate. Sorry.
It's all right. Sorry.
It's fun. Just wait for Toon to come on. Good evening to Gareth and got on for this own forgiving John. How you doing? I'm great, mate. Do hit the subscribe button, mate. If you and I believe you are new. I'm just trying to Stefan de Vrij. We're just gonna go through defensive targets for Newcastle you could buy in January, maybe in the summer, to replace Jamal Lascelles, right? And I've got a short list of 4 players I've made, right? Stefan de Vrij for Inter Milan, and he's 30, and he's going to be out of contract at the end of the season. He's got a market value of 15 million euros. That works out to be around 13 million quid. You want to buy in January, yeah? How good a player is Stefan de Vrij? Because I'm a big fan of this guy.
To be honest with you, John, I don't really. I know you follow a lot of the international football as well. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really heard of him.
No.
No, I haven't really heard of him at all. That's not the chap in Ukraine, is it? Not the Ukrainian.
No, he's a Dutch international. He's 30 years old. He's going to the World Cup as well, and he's got 59 caps.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Which international side is he?
He's a Dutch international. He's going.
No, I haven't heard of him, John. No, sorry, no. I know that. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, Sam. I mean, I like this guy. I really do. He defends properly, plays right for the back as well. He's good at the tackle as well. I wouldn't say he's the quickest, but he reads the game like a book, right? And he's also won Serie A title as well with Inter Milan as well. I think this guy is a really, really good experienced defender. I really do. But if we get Champions League, in my opinion, I think this guy will be absolutely perfect. I mean, for coming to Newcastle United. If we can get this guy on the free, right, then I think it'd be perfect. I mean, he can learn from, Sven Botman can be learning from this guy as well. We know how great Sven Botman is. He's a cracking defender. He really is. But I think that our defence will come stronger. No disrespect for Dan Burn. I like Dan Burn, but I think Stefan de Vrij, he's levels above this guy. I really, truly believe that as well. And,
I'm presuming, John, that you obviously your boys said they do need backup in defence. You need a few quality defenders to come in then.
Absolutely, man. Because look, Sven Botman's quality, Fabian Schär's quality, Dan Burn, I think he'll be a perfect backup next season. But I think de Vrij will come into 5 competition as well. But if Dan Burn's going to play left back, if that's going to be his national position now, left back, then we definitely need another centre back. Because if either Botman or Schär gets injured, yes, Dan can fit in, but we only got someone recognised left back and Matt Target, yeah. But the things as well, Jamal Lewis hasn't played at all this season. Eddie Howe just doesn't fancy him at all whatsoever. He needs to be away on loan Jamal Lewis, because if he doesn't, then he's just going to be there. It's just going to be set on the sidelines. Yes, he's in the 25, which I find it very, very strange. But hey ho, what can I say? What can I say about him?
I think the World Cup's gonna produce probably a lot of options as well, aren't they? I would imagine there'd be a lot of eye openers in the World Cup. It normally is. So I would imagine there'd be a lot of players up for grabs. January is always a very tough month anyway to purchase players anyway. So I think it's something that a lot of clubs are going to be doing. So it's going to be quite a dog-eat-dog month for clubs to buy players.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's going to be interesting as well. I mean, look, you have to some players as well. I mean, Mudryk, who've been linked to as well. We've been with him as well. We're going to talk about him another day in a week. We talk about defenders tonight as well. And we got a couple of comments. I heard a couple of things about Croatian international centre-back Josip Sutalo from Dinamo Zagreb. I mean, he's a cracking defender as well. I think he's one of the better players at Zagreb. He's quick. He's a big lad as well. And look, he's very highly rated. But these players being linked to Dinamo Zagreb as well, I mean, don't really get the move because quite happy where they're at the minute, which is strange. I mean, they are a big club in Croatia, man. But look, at the end of the day, they get regular Champions League football. And I think they've done okay, but at the end of the day, right, I've got Chelsea and Milan are too strong in that as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about him, but I heard of him. I think looks a decent defender as well, young lad as well. But I don't watch Croatian football, unfortunately. Got one from Alan as well. We'd like to see Mudryk and Jan. That's going to be tough. Big up to Ian as well. Hope you well, mate. Sorry I missed you at Chelsea, mate, but I was out from 12:30. I was mortal, mate. I did get to Newcastle until about 3:15, and then I met Paul and Martin and his mate Martin as well. Martin Gleason, I think his name is as well. So they're both great guys as well. I was just waiting for Tony as well, and look, at the end of the day, right, like I said, for me, would you take him at Newcastle United? 13 million quid in January, or he could go and wait in the summer where you can get him on a free signing. It'd be 31 in February. So there you go. There's another player I like this guy as well. Me and Toby talk about this guy on a regular basis now. This guy's name is called Benoit Badiashile, and he plays for Monaco. He's got a market value of around £37 million. He's just missed out on the French World Cup team as well. His contract ends in 2024. 6'4", he's got pace, he's quick, he's young, and Monaco rates him so highly. So look, at the end of the day, he's played 11 games, scored 2 goals for the French side. In my opinion, I mean, I'd take him. I'd definitely take him all day long. He's a young player. Like I said, he's only 21, and he amassed over 100 appearances for the Monaco side. But this guy is absolutely brilliant for a young lad. If you're young enough, you're good enough, and I take him all day long. His stats is absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. And like I said, he's a fan favorite there. And again, I don't know if you heard of him, but I tell you something, I have. He is absolutely a stellar. I mean, if you've got a physique like he has, for me personally, I think he's the new Lilian Thuram, and he is absolutely. I mean, that guy is just amazing. So, anyone in the chat heard of this guy? Let us know and tell us what you think of him. Would you take this guy, Benoit Badiashile? And
I presume John is not going to the World Cup.
He's not going to the World Cup. No, if he did, he'd be a lot more than the market value of 40 million quid, because they fully expect him to be in the World Cup. He's a French international, and I'll tell you something, right? I mean, let's be real. I mean, he is an absolute stellar player. If you're going to get this player, now's the time, or get him in the summer. Make sure we get him signed up, right? Keep on Monaco on loan and get this guy in the summer, because I tell you what, I really, really, really like this player. And I tell you something now, get him, and he's going to be a future. He could take over Fabien place in the future. Definitely Dan Burn. It provides competition as well with Sven Botman, Fabien in defence. Jamal Lascelles, for me, he is gone. I think I sent him to Nottingham Forest for 10 million quid, and then hopefully keep them up as well, where he made his name. We need to sell Lascelles, definitely. I don't think he's good enough for Eddie's pressing team. And big up to Mark, by the way, man, should be proud. John, should be the first player we should buy. We're going to talk about midfields in the week. So keep your eyes peeled for that, Mark. No question about that. Justin Wells taken off under what a salute from 2 fine inches. Well, me, I don't know what that's all about. Do you know about that, Andy?
What's that for?
Well, according to Toon, sir, it's Justin Wells playing takeoff under the water salute from 2 fine engines. What's that all about? I just do not know.
I haven't even heard of it.
I never heard of it either.
No, I didn't know anything about that at all.
Not at all, because you know what it is, right? It's just I don't know anything about it, mate. To be fair, that's just news to me. And you know what it is, right? It's just I didn't catch up much news today because I've been pretty busy at work today, to be quite honest with you. But at the end of the day, if that is true, that is really, really strange there. But going back to Badiashile, the Monaco centre back, and he's 21 years old. He played in the Monaco B team, 12 appearances, 0 goals. He's played for the Monaco first team in 2018, 106 appearances, scoring 6 goals in total to the season. And he is a French international as well, played 2 games, 0 goals. I'm not sure if he's in squad. I did say just missed it. French squad. I just probably still trying to work out his TV, and I'm just gonna find out now if he's made squad. I'm pretty sure that he's missed out as well. I really have, but and
what's happening with John?
I'm just looking if he's made a French squad. Badiashile, I don't think he has. He has not made it. So I was proved right. He has not made the World Cup squad as well. But I think he's going to be worth about around 40 million quid. So just going to go on to Ian as well. We got to Ian, and Mr. Start, who's top lad with you. That's Andy as well. He's an Arsenal fan. And I've got cover. If Toon don't make it, I've got him as cover as well. But I'm sure Toon will come on very, very soon. And just in on Sky Sports News, which I'm not watching because I'm doing the show, but thanks for letting us know. And just quick on you, Arsenal. I mean, are you linked to anyone in January, or are you, I mean, Muduk is being linked to your team?
Like I was saying earlier, John, who I thought you were talking about was this Ukrainian international, the winger. I can't pronounce his name. You probably Mudryk. Is it Mudryk?
Mudryk.
He's he looks to be a top. Listen, they all look good on YouTube. I haven't seen a lot of him, yeah, I think apparently they're meant to be after him, but the money's obviously going to be a bit of an issue. So I'm not too sure whether that's going to happen. With regards to other players, I mean, I presume we're still in for Tillemans. Whether that's sort of dried up, I don't know. But there's going to be a lot of clubs after the same sort of players, I would have thought. So it's going to. I would have thought, as I say, it's going to be dog eat dog during the course of January. I haven't really heard of anyone else that we're in for at this precise moment. So, yeah, those are the only sort of 2 names that are being scouted around, really. I think we definitely need a backup in the midfield for Thomas Partey. I think because coming into the second half of the season, hopefully he doesn't pick up any injuries, Partey himself, during the World Cup. But we will need more players, and we need at least another 2 players in the January transfer window.
Yeah, absolutely need to push on. 37 people watching the show live. Thank you very much indeed. Please smash a like on there as well, guys, if you can. I mean, numbers is going up real quick. I had 100 new subscribers inside a week. Wow. Which is absolutely fantastic.
Amazing. Well done.
Thank you so much indeed, Andy. Thank you, and people in the chat as well. And the Croatian left back at Stuttgart looks class. It's finally rocket if you do the World Cup. Yeah, I know he is. And look, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't know a lot about him, but he has been linked, and and he's very highly rated at Stuttgart as well. They were struggling in the Bundesliga as well. I know that's a fact, but at the end of the day, they need to hang on to him as well as quickly as they can. But for me, guys, would you take Benoit Badiashile, the Monaco young defender? His contract expires in 2024. I think you can get him for slightly less as well, because Monaco do need the money, to be fair. They do sell big as well, but they do need the money as well. I mean, and I'll tell you what as well, get this guy, he'd be brilliant cover for the family share, and Sven Botman because we try to get players under 25s and try some on a profit, but we don't need to sell players as well. But get them in, I think it'd be money well spent. It'd be an absolute investment as well. And we've got one Toon as well. What do you make of the fussing between Bruno and Ronaldo? Media trying to spin it as they were joking. I don't think so. Well, let's put it this way. Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion, right, he's acting like a sport brat. I hope United get rid of him in January because he did that interview with P.S. Morgan, and I haven't seen the full facts. I need to listen to the whole story until I make a decision.
It's coming out tomorrow, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday, I believe. So listen, at the end of I just think, for me personally, I don't think it's going to do himself any good. I mean, Man U are so disappointed. So disappointed as well. I'm sorry, but look, I think he's done at the club. He is absolutely done.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's done.
Yeah. I can't see him after. I would imagine once he come back from the World Cup, he'd probably be out. But I mean, I think the sad thing is a lot of these players, as much as I love Ronaldo and I think he's a great player, I think they get bigger than the club, and that's what happens. I think obviously he's got a lot of things that have gone on since he's come back, and he's not happy with. Piers Morgan's always there for an opinion, and he loves Ronaldo anyway. He's always there to interview him, and I just think it's obviously there's going to be a lot more brought out of this, and I think whether it'll ruin his football career, however long he's got left, I don't know, but it just seems a very strange time to sort of, I don't know, maybe to rock the boat, rock the boat before the World Cup. I would imagine that's the good idea of doing it. But listen, he's these players that get too big, and it's exactly what happened with Arsenal with Aubameyang, they moved from whereas I think obviously Ronaldo's I admire him for a footballer, and I always think he's better than Messi for what he's achieved at every club he's been to. So I regard him as a I would say an all-round player. He's better than Messi because Messi's only done it in Spain. So Ronaldo's phenomenal, but listen, at the end of the day, he's ruining he's ruining his image really by what he's doing.
His legacy as well. Ruining his legacy as well, Andy.
Yeah,
he really
legacy,
is, and that doesn't do him any good at all whatsoever. Sort of thing. 37 years old, and he's going to end his career on a sour note.
Yeah, which is sad.
It's just sad. You don't see Lionel Messi do that at all, mate. You really don't. He's a modern professional. Do you know what I mean? He thinks he's bigger than the club. No one ain't bigger than the club at all whatsoever. And that's the bottom line. Simple as that, man. And he needs to understand this. He needs to understand this, man. If he was at Newcastle and he acted like that, I'd tell him to get the heck out of our club. No doubt about it. Do you know what I mean? So
I think the frightening thing is, sorry, John, the frightening thing is that this Piers Morgan's sort of trying to bait him to come to Arsenal, which I really wouldn't want. And that would ruin the whole thing of what Arteta's trying to do. So, this is what he does, Piers Morgan, and I find him very two-faced as well. 1 minute he was absolutely crucifying Arteta, and he needs to go, and this, that, and the other, and then he's on his Twitter accounts. He's saying he's amazing, and if we only had time to see what he was actually building at the club. Sometimes he talks out of his backside. He really does, that unfortunately that's the way he is, and that's the way he gets so many followers with it.
Exactly. All the likes, and Piers is just popular. Always is. We never be popular, Piers Morgan. No way. No. Still, Luke, going back to your question, that Stuttgart left back creation is Bruno Sosa. 12 appearances, 0 goals for Stuttgart. So that's his name, Bruno Sosa. That's his name. So, any watch the Bundesliga? Tell us what you think of this guy. I mean, Luke knows a lot about Bundesliga, perhaps. I know this will be more too, but Tyrone Mings, he can be bought cheap, and Eddie can use his culture magic. He's still a talent, but needs a confidence boost. Any force, bold ego. I tell you what, this guy better not come anywhere near Newcastle United, because he is one of the worst defenders I have seen. Did anyone watch him at St James's Park? He was absolutely clueless, man. He was poor. I'm sorry, but no disrespect to you, Boulder Geordie. We love you, but don't mention Tyrone Mings linked to Newcastle. Otherwise, what will happen is he's not going to he's going to cost us a flipping title in future years, and he's not going to win us the Champions League. He's not going to get us in a title. No chance. No chance. It's like watching Titus Bramble all over again. Do you know what I mean? I take Koulibaly all day long. Simple as that. Good to have another top 3 lad on, John. Yes, that's Andy, of course, top of the league. I would like to see in the near future Kel Watts gets a chance. At the minute, he is loaned out at Wigan. So apparently they're struggling in Championship as well. Their manager got sacked as well, Williamson as well, which is not great. And please hit those and consider subscribing if you're new to the show. Thank you so much indeed. Richester here. Amazing person as well. Don't think Ronaldo has intention going back. That's why he has done it now. He is done. I mean, he was done in the summer, to be fair. Real talk. Because Aaron as well, he's not better than Messi. For me, out of the two, I prefer Messi all day long. Sorry, Andy, but you know, yes, I know he's done in different leagues, but at the end of the day, right, Messi all day long, hands down, mate. Oh, Staples, you ignore me. That's typical to Leslie there. Too much baggage now. The plus money at his age, he is not a worthy signing. Thank you, Gareth. Well said. 500k a week. That's going to upset the team spirit at the football club. We are absolutely fantastic. The team spirit is unreal. Absolutely third for Ronaldo. Where does Ronaldo go from here? USA, he wants to play in the Champions League, and USA don't play in the Champions League. If it goes to Saudi Arabia or Qatar, wherever I saw they don't play in the Champions League. The only way the club's going to go to is Sporting Lisbon. If they can't afford his wages, it'll be on the free in the summer. So 500k a week. Good luck if you want to pay that sort of money for a 38-year-old. Good luck to you. That's all I can see. And it's over for Ronaldo. He just doesn't know it yet. I tell you what, I hope he plays against Newcastle because Sven Botman and Fabian Schär have his number all the time. P.S. Morgan's the worst Arsenal fan. That's an Ian. Never, Ian. I hope you're over your hangover. Later to discuss. Tyron Ming says, shite. Aaron, you're right. Why don't anyone care about what Morgan thinks us? I'd love to get Piers Morgan on me, sure. No, I mean,
you need to get him on the show, John.
Yeah, man. I love to
Piers Morgan on.
I'd love to get him on. I'd love to get him on. You know what I mean? I'd love to get him on. But is that going to happen? I can't see it, but you just never know. Yeah, I'm better than this feud. Brilliant, man. I'm nowhere I'm defending PS Morgan because I can't stand him, but he has admitted to changing his mind on Arteta and acknowledge what he has previously said. He said about trust the process. He's not an Arteta fan, but at the end of the day, he's changed his mind on him. So he has. I'd rather have Bramble back than Mings. If also after centre back, Kochu at finals should be considered one of the best in the VSC. Would you take Kochu? Plays for Feyenoord. Never heard of him, but
no, never heard of him either. Really, I'm not really. I've never heard of him. I know Feyenoord have gone top of the Dutch league.
Yes, yeah.
I haven't heard of this chap. No. Listen, I think at the moment it's one of Arsenal's least problems at the moment because I think our defence seems to be sort of sorted. We've got quite a versatile man. We got Ben White who can switch into being centre half. You know, they can switch. You got Sinchenko that can fall back into defence. You got Tommy Atu. You got Kieran Tierney as long as he stays, which is up and down at the moment. I don't know whether he's going to stay. Hopefully he will. So yeah, I think at the moment I don't think our defence is the worry. I think that, more for a backup in the midfield and probably someone up front as well. As good as Jesus is, I think and he's been phenomenal for us. Since he's come in, his all-round team play. A lot of people I don't appreciate the fact that what he does for the team. I think his all-round display and what he does and what he creates for the team is phenomenal. Yes, it is a little bit worrying at times that he's not putting the ball in the net, but that will come. He's getting the chances, which is good. I just think that, they do need someone there that we can bring in, and I don't think Eddie Nketiah is the answer. I don't think he's got the killer instinct in front of the goal. We've also got Balogun, who's on loan at the moment in France, which he's potentially. I think I've always thought that he's better than Eddie Nketiah. So he's out on loan at the moment at Rennes. So we'll see. It's going to be exciting in January, that's for sure.
I tell you what it is, we can both battle out for a title race. You know what I mean? Can you imagine that Arsenal Newcastle battle for a title race? I tell you something.
In my time, only in the days of Kevin Keegan, where they had a phenomenal team and they were exciting to watch then. So since those days, you haven't really had a Newcastle team that's been this exciting prospect for many a year. So I've always bigged them up, and I love the area, I love the city. I think the supporters are amazing. I've only got admiration for the supporters. So listen, it could well be exciting times, and us and the Geordie boys going for the title, for the top three anyway.
Absolutely, Andy. I'm just so excited. What Eddie Howe's done for this football club is absolutely amazing. Do you know what it is? I would be happy finishing 10th, 9th or 10th this season, and a trophy and a candy cut run and build from there. But what they've done, right? Got third before the break. And let's tell you something, right? I think our orders are really going to go for it in January. They're going to say, right, do you know what? We're going to push on from there. We're going to push on while we're third. Do it right now. Do you know what I mean? And I'll tell you something, Andy. If we get the players that we want in January, I'll tell you something now. We're going to go for it. We're going to have a real goal. Are we going to win the title? I'm not sure. But top four, I think we're doing it. I think we're doing the top four, Andy. I'm so confident we're going to do it because I think these players believe they can do it. You got Kieran Trippier. He's a champion, yeah. Sven Botman, for me, is the best young defender in the country. I'm not going to lie. Fabian Schär spent his best football of his career. Dan Burn, unsung hero at left back. Not his position, unsung hero, yeah. Sean Longstaff, getting back to his game. Joe Willock, last two games, he's been outstanding. That goal against Chelsea, tip for 5 is my point, yeah. You got Bruno, right? Didn't have a great game last Saturday, but listen, end of the day, he's a Brazilian international and he is quality. Joe Linton, back to his best, yeah. Up front, Jacob Murphy works hard, but I still think you need another player to replace him personally. Miguel Almiron, yeah, he was a write-off. Look what he's been today. Where's this player been? Yeah. Callum Wilson, brilliant. Chris Wood, not going to win us a title. ASM, I've got a funny feeling that Eddie Howe's going to buy another left winger in January. If he does, where does that leave ASM's future at Newcastle United? I think so.
I'd have him. I'd have him at the Emirates.
Yeah.
It's great. I think he's a brilliant player. Very good player.
Well,
exciting player to watch as well.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of him, but I will support Eddie what he decides to do. So we'll see what happens in January.
You've forgotten what's his name as well, haven't you? You've forgotten the recent buy, Isaac.
Isaac as well. He's yet to come in as well. I'll tell you something. He can play right left. He can play right. He can play out front. For me, he's got to be a front player. He's got to be a centre forward for me. He can make a difference if he's fully fit.
Do you consider Sven Botman better than Saliba?
I'll tell you something, right? Saliba gets all the plaudits, right? But they're not giving Sven Botman credit, a lot of credit, you know what I mean? But that's the power we've got to do. Who's a better defender, Saliba or Botman? Because I'll tell you something, I watched a lot of Botman. This guy is better than Van Dijk this season. He really, really is. Saliba, he has class, I get that. But Botman, Saliba, I can't separate those two. But at the end of the day, right, that's a hard one to call. For you, Saliba has class. I think he's class. But Botman defends properly. That is why he's going to be one of the Admittedly, I've only seen, obviously, through the games that I've seen on the TV. Botman, he looks very accomplished. He looks a tough bloke to get past. He's a big lad. So listen, there's probably not a lot to choose between the two of them. I mean, it'd be interesting to see what all your viewers are saying. Hopefully, it won't be that biased though. Exactly. But I do like Saliba as well, by the way. I think this guy is absolutely a stellar player. If I was making a Premiership player, I'll put Botman and I'll put Saliba and be centre-back pairing. No question about that at all. Got Toon, sir. Big up to you, man. And he will also win the league. We know they could, but will they? That is the thing.
Listen, we all know they could. I think they probably will fall short. I just think that, listen, we're talking about Newcastle, and who knows what's going to happen in January with squad players and who's going to buy who. I just think we may fall short of it. I'd love to see it, but I just think that maybe Man City have just got that extra thing. Haaland's going to be having a rest, isn't he? And they've got a few players that won't be going to the World Cup. I don't know. I'd love to say yes, but it's going to be a tough call. if you ask me the same question, if we're first or second come sort of March time, I think we've got a very good chance. Very good chance. But if we're starting to drop a little bit after the new year, then yeah, who knows what could happen.
Absolutely. I think Newcastle's going to go fit in the January window and really give it a right go. If they do that, that would be amazing. We are not out of it. I think in the title race, I really think we are. Depends who you buy in January. If we get Maddison, that might just get us over the line. I'm confident about this team. I love this team. And good question, Andy. Go for some comments before you go on to the next transfer target. Possibly transfer that could come to Newcastle. I'd rather stick Bramble Bush down the jet. Thank you, Aaron. What's the crap must be in story? I look over my shoulder. The mighty Toon are flying. And that is from Del Boy. He's a big goon as well. I love this guy. He's amazing. And one day we do a match preview. I'll get you and Delwood on as well. That'd be amazing. So you're welcome to come on so we can talk about our season so far as well. Great guy, Delwood. I love him the bits, by the way. But don't make sure he doesn't tell his wife, by the way. I don't think that's will be happy with. Well said, John to Muppety. And we got one less than I'll go back to Portugal. Selling deck chairs. That's an Alan. People saying City will still win, but if I care, but in the north, if Haaland gets injured, they're in a bit of trouble because Haaland does get injured a lot as well, by the way. And you know what? If he does get injured, that will be a massive blow for Man City, but they still got quality in their team. Jesus is class. For me, I take him in a heartbeat. And Bowles, I apologize to everyone. I should have kept them for myself. Listen, mate, it's all about opinions, mate. Yeah, you say what you want. It's all about opinions. If they don't like the comments, ignore them. Yeah, ignore them, mate. I'd say Koulibaly is still a quality defender, but I get laughed at. Who cares? Our owners who are not 1 second best. That's an Allen and Gakpo left wing. Mint. I love.
Yeah, Gakpo is another good player.
He's a class at. What's going to Hotman? If we bring in a top 5 player, then an answer with a new shirt sponsor would be at least to wipe out what we spent. Balance the books, that's in lead. You know what it is. I can't wait for the new sponsor to come out. And I tell you what, we'd probably blow everyone out of the window. So Lee Bouts more assists and more goals, but Botman tight at the back. Yep, two for every single story. Who's playing the heat at Botman for Netherlands? For me, I'll come on to that question in a minute, man. I know that Virgil van Dijk's there, David de Vrij as well. Also, Matches Delete as well. That's 3. The guy who used to play for Martins used to play for Stoke City. That's 4. And there's another guy who plays in the Dutch League as well. So he's got his 5 centre backs and he does play with a back 3 as well. So for me personally, I'm gutted that Spain's not made to the World Cup. But however, one thing I'm going to say, it benefits Newcastle. He's got an ankle injury anyway, so he will not have played the games as well. So it worked out for Newcastle. Botman for me. 75 mil, and he's yours, John Ladd. Wow. 75 million. Yeah, that's fair enough. We got one. Who's that, Andy?
Who's that? Who's 75 mil for who?
Don't know. He said 75 mil, and he's yours, John Ladd. That's a million. I think you need to tell us the 75 million quid. We get on down in a minute. I know he didn't get in the team somehow, but who would have got over him? Are we talking about Botman there? Yeah, so the names I just mentioned, Delete, also as well, Van Dijk, also De Vrij as well. And there's another lad, Bruno Martins as well. He used to play for Stoke City, right? He's in the team. And there's a local lad as well, so he gets in as well. So Foxy probably know. De Vrij as well, and Van Dijk. And then Danny Blin, God knows how he's front of Botman. Exactly. Maybe he's that Van Gaal doesn't like Newcastle United. Isak is the man. Foxy is saying fourth has been great, but he's in Saliba so far. Saliba starting to defense in League One that season as well, whereas Botman was okay last season. Wow. And blind Jesus as well. Let's go straight to the next transfer target. So I'm going to fly for as well. The next one we're going to go for is Ivan Ndicka, plays at Eintracht Frankfurt with a market value of 28 million quid. His contract expires at the end of the season, and he's already a Europa League winner with the Bundesliga outfit as well. 1 French cap, not made the World Cup as well. He's made 50 appearances in the Bundesliga this season and 0 goals. And he's playing the Champions League with Frankfurt as well. This guy is quick. He's 6'4". He reads the game like a book. And I tell you what, he can defend as well. I think if we can get him, then I think it'd be brilliant cover for the ones we've got in a minute. I mean, Dickha, quality player, and don't forget Frankfurt are playing Napoli in the Champions League over 2 legs in the last 16 as well. And he's been booked a couple of times this season, bless him. But if you look at it at the end of the day, right, I think this guy, he is a tall lad, and I think he can improve Newcastle United. I don't know if you heard of this guy, Ivan Ndicka from Frankfurt, Andy. I don't think you heard of him. Yeah. No, I tell you what, he is absolutely brilliant, cracking player. He really, really is. And, you know, this is why he defends properly. And this is why he plays in a back three. Why is he like in a back two? I don't know. But in a back three, he looks absolutely accomplished as well. We've been linked to him before, by the way, but Frankfurt did not want to sell him. So tell us what you think, guys. Ivan Ndicka, would you take him on a free, meaning summer, or probably get him for around 50 million quid in January? So, or he may sign a new contract. Just don't know. We've got one here from Lee. Big up to you, Lee. 3rd of January, we have also 8 p.m. We're at their stadium at the Emirates on 8 p.m. on the 3rd of January. And that's a midweek game.
Could well be. That could be a 6-pointer, really, couldn't it? You know, if we're looking at the positions we're both at the moment, which is not far away. Yeah, that could be a humdinger of a game, that one. It's who knows what could happen in that game. Listen, it's they're both playing good football. So 3rd of January is going to be a very exciting game, I would have thought.
Absolutely right. Can't wait for that game. I might do a watching on for that game. I just cannot wait for that game.
We may be able to go together, John. You never know.
If you get us a ticket, Andy, I'll go. But I just can't get a ticket for Newcastle, and I just can't because I haven't got enough points. I've got nowhere near enough points. But if you can, I'll just pay you on what you're worth. You know what I mean? But we talk about it, man. But that'd be amazing.
That'd be good. Yeah, we shall see.
Might get a day off for that day as well. Get him back as well. 100% Sven is better in effort department for me. Is passing and reading of the game is mint. All it is saying that I've seen some great defense over Newcastle, like Bob and Moncur, right? Brian McKill-Klein, yeah, Jonathan Woodgate. This guy could be the best defender we've ever had at the club. He defends properly. He is going to be world class. It's as simple as that. Sorry, Foxy, I have to say exactly that's an Aaron. Blind is in the Holland squad to play on the left side as competition from Malacia, not centre back. So then also Dumfries as well can play centre back as well. Plays at Inter Milan as right wing back. We can also play in the back three as well. And also Timber also, yes, Timber as well. Thank you, Timber as well. And big up to Rachel, by the way. So on Saturday, Rachel looking good shape, and it's lovely finally to meet you on Saturday. And I hope you're okay. You look absolutely amazing, Rachel, as well. And Digital also from Frankfurt will be class in the middle, and it's a Swiss international as well. And I say hi to Rachel and Aaron. Big up to Andrew. We've got some more as well. Blind was playing centre back for United when I watched him. He did play centre back as well. He also left back as well. And I
can't believe Danny Blind is still playing international football. He's been around for centuries, that boy, hasn't he? He's been around since I can remember. It's always been Danny Blind in the defence. Surely they've obviously got to be moving on. Is Botman in the Dutch squad?
He's not. No, he's not being picked. He's not being chosen. He's 32 years old, by the way, Daley Blind, right? And he still plays at Ajax. He went there for about like 15 million quid to take him home. 24 appearances, 7 goals. And for a national, he's got 94 caps, 2 goals. But if Holland goes all the way, he could touch 100 international caps. So big up to Daley Blind, by the way. I think, on this day, he is a proper defender. But some of the games I watched him for United, he hasn't been that great. He really hasn't. So
he was rubbish for Man United. I didn't like him.
He wasn't great. He wasn't great. Blind was playing centre back for United when I watched him. I got him from Aaron's son. Holland played theatre back with VVD, AK, and Timber with 2 top defenders as backup. Delete and Vrij, right side Dumfries, left sided Blind. And that's why Sven Botman will not get in the team unless unless Virgil van Dijk calls it a day, and also Daley Blind might call it a day if he hits 100 caps as well. And then maybe there'll be room for Sven when it does come in, but he's an under-21 international. And or to Ashton as well, will be a key mate. Blind is just an extra option centre-back if they have an injury crisis. That's from Foxy. It's not Danny Blind is playing now. He's played in the 90s. His son, Daley Blind, he's played left-back as well. He was really good. He was really good. It's meant to how big Jordan get picked either. I know Fred has already been testing in the Brazil team, but how weird. Yeah, he just picks his favourites Tite as well. He likes Fred, doesn't he? But Joe Linton, for me personally, I think he would get into the Copa America squad in 2 seasons' time. And he'd be, 27, 28 as well. And Botman has been way better than Virgil van Dijk to see. He has indeed. He has. Virgil van Dijk is not the same player. He's not.
No.
He's not. So,
no, he's lost a lot of his. I think he's lost a lot of his speed as well. For some reason, he seems to be lacking a little bit of that, and his distribution's not been as efficient as it was. I think you can say the whole Liverpool team's, on a bit of a wobble, aren't they? So, I think it reacts throughout the team. But yeah, he hasn't been the same player. Definitely not Van Dijk. No,
definitely not. But I mean, move over Virgil, Sven to come for use as well. Let's go into the last of our central defenders we could be linked with, we could try and go for. We might need a new challenge as well as Milan Skriniar, who's a Slovakian international, plays at Inter Milan. His contract is also up in 2023, which is in 7 months' time, and he hasn't signed a new deal yet. He may need a new challenge. He's only 27 years old, he'll be 28 in February. And this guy is a proper defender. Again, he's quick, he's strong, 6'2". And you know what it is, right, with Skriniar? He can play the ball out from the back as well. He's cool on the ball, cool in the tackling as well. He's got made 15 appearances for Inter Milan this season, 2 yellow cards as well. He used to play for Sampdoria, and he's joined the club in 2017. So he's been 5 years with Inter Milan. So he's got a market value, like I said, at 60 million euros, around about 52, 53 million quid. They would not get that, not with his contract expiring at the end of the season. He's no player I'd take. And you know what? He's a quality defender, yeah. And he's a winner as well. And you know what I like about him as well? He's just wholehearted. He's more than professional. And he just rarely gets booked. I think he's a decent defender. He really, really is. So if you agree, if you want to take Milan Skriniar for Inter Milan, then leave your comments in the section down below. It is simple as that. I'll take him all day long. There's been anyone in the Arsenal team that haven't been picked for the national team, which probably should have been Andy.
Obviously Smith Rowe, but he's been injured. I think he may have had a chance of going out to the World Cup. I don't think there's not many players that I'm unhappy that I'm happy that aren't going to the World Cup. To be quite honest with you, I'm always been club for country anyway. Yeah. The World Cup's always just been a bit of a bonus, and it's always just a little bit of during the summer. It's a nice country to get everyone together, isn't it? I just think watching England's become a little bit of a tedious. I don't think whether that's to do with the manager. Whether it's his ideas, maybe we need to freshen up. Who knows? But he may surprise us during this World Cup. There's no sort of players that I think I could actually say no, they should be there. No, I think if we're talking England, I think that's pretty much what we've got really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Odegaard's not going with Norway. Norway haven't made the World Cup as well, which is a shame because I think he really does. He told me he's improved a lot, that kid. Also captain as well. And look, I mean, if you think of a few as well, I mean, Macrilo's still a young lad, not made it. You got Gabriel. Is Gabriel in the World Cup? I'm sure he is.
No, Gabriel, the centre half?
Yeah, I don't think he's
No, he didn't. He didn't make it. They didn't call him up. Which, yeah, in hindsight, it's a bit strange. I think he's still quite young. I think the Brazil squad, they've just got a massive squad, haven't they? They've got so many players to pick from. Yeah, that's one player maybe that could have. But I'm not upset if you're sort of saying, are you upset about players not being picked? No, not at all. because if they're not picked, that's fine, because that gives them a resting period. But yeah, maybe Gabriel could have been one. I think obviously Jesus and Martinelli have gone out there. Whether they get first team football, whether they play, I don't know. There could be impact substitutes. I don't know whether they're actually going to be in the first team. So yeah, I think a lot of the players, obviously Xhaka's going out there. He will be, as he's obviously captain of Switzerland, and he's phenomenal at the moment. I'm personally, I've always said that he was always suspect. Xhaka, he was always liable for a red card. And listen, he's turned it around. He's been amazing. And that's, you can only say well done to Arteta, because he's obviously seen something in Xhaka, and he's turned it around for him, and he's been amazing.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I think he's been brilliant for years this season, Xhaka. He really has. And he's just a proper, he's getting to now, since that outburst he had against the Arsenal fans, against Palace a couple of seasons ago, when he told the fans to F off. And I tell you, he was done. He was done at the club. He was saying that. Roman wanted him as well, but he didn't want to go to Rome. He wanted to stay at Arsenal. So fair play to Xhaka for turning his career around. It's like Joe Linton. He turned his career around as well. So we got Toon as well, Mina.
But it's all, listen, at the end of the day, John, you've got your manager that's come in, and I presume, it's a fresh start. And a lot of these players, they love to see that, and with, obviously, with Joe Linton, he's now started afresh. For him, it's a new start, and it's a new man. He's obviously seen a lot in him, and he's turning on now. And it's the same with Xhaka. Arteta's obviously seen the position that he's got to be playing. He's been playing in the most ridiculous positions. Xhaka was playing like left back, and that's ridiculous. It's not his position. He's too slow. That's not his place. And Arteta's seen that, and he's turned him around. And that's a good thing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So big up to Mikel Arteta for turning his career around. What you like? So there you go. Sorry about that. BBD heard the youngster Spotman is on the way where the Premier League, and he got frightened out of the new lad in the new town. So he's basically saying that Van Dijk is scared of Botman as well, and because he knows he's the newest guy in town, and he's going to dominate at the back. I want Maguila's sword, and at least he's defending his place in case Trippier gets injured. I think it was clear after that game he let us concede, and Trippier went off. Yeah, I've noticed as always there. It's down to him as well. That's why I gave him a 5 when we play ratings half term as well. So listen, at the end of the day, right, Maguila can go. He can go to back home in Spain. And I wish him all the best as well. So you're definitely going to need a right back as well, because if Trippier gets injured, Emma Kraft is out as well till the end of the season, or he could well be back just before the season ends. So I hope Emma Kraft gets better very, very soon. Apparently, he's been visiting the schools as well today. That's what I'm hearing. Anybody watching Man City's games against Brentford to find their weakness, I think that's a good idea. I think Gabriel's the only one that missed it, but Brazil have better options for now. They have indeed. Gabriel has a mistake in him. That's according to Foxy. I think you should go all and get Enric, Santos, Gabriel, Gakpo, Diaby, Trossard, Osman, Badiashile, Fekir, and Danny Blin as well. And it's just gone off a minute. He'll be back soon, I hope. That's from Aaron. And Endrick will be off to Chelsea. So cross that one off the list if you can. And what was that for Xhaka signing? That's not man's Andy's. And he's I think he's got a computer problem as well. So there you go. So tell us what you think, guys. Would you go for the 4 players I mentioned tonight? Stefan De Vrij, Benoit Badiashile, Evan Ndicka, and Milan Skriniar. Who would you take out of those 4? I tell you what I take Badiashile. I think that guy is a proper defender and a unit as well. I take him all day long. And unless Andy comes back, I'll give it 5 more minutes as well. We've got a new sponsorship called Monster, for those who don't know. And not a shirt sponsor, but another sponsor as well. So listen, I think it's a cracking sponsor, Monster. Absolutely brilliant. And the news has been really quiet today at Newcastle. What players do you think we'll get in January? Hopefully Maddison. Mudryk could be a cracking signing. I think definitely the left side of midfielder as well can make a difference. I love ASM, but injuries is a problem as well. And he is back. Andy?
Sorry, mate. I'm having a lot of issues. Sorry.
No, Simon. We're going to wrap up in a minute anyway. Just, I'm keeping too long. I know you're a busy guy, but new sponsor, not on the show, another new sponsor as well. So maybe a sleeve sponsor, it could be that. And Eddie the man's got a plan. That's an action in as well. And Andy, do you think Newcastle would get top 4 at the end of the season?
Honest opinion, I think at this precise moment, this moment in time, yes, I think they can. I think Liverpool are too far behind. Man United blow too hot and cold. I think Chelsea are neither here or there anymore. I think they're very short at the moment. I hope so. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see us and your boys in the top 4. Obviously, I don't want the other lot down the road to get anywhere near the top 4. So yes, I think they can. I think they've obviously they will build. They will get more players in January. So there's always that issue that who's going to come in. So that the squad will get bigger. I've no doubt. So yes, I personally can see them the way they're playing at the moment. I think the St James's Park is going to be a bit of a fortress.
Absolutely, and also as well, Andy, you got teams like Arsenal, Tottenham, right? You also Man United as well, and Spurs. They all got to come to Newcastle in next year as well as St James's. I tell you something, right? I mean, one thing I'm going to say, they're not going to fancy it as well because we're going for it. We are going for it, and they were not like it one bit. So I back your team as well. I have to put you in it as well. But they're not going to enjoy coming to us as well. But if you play what he did last season against you, right, where it could have been a lot more goals, then we'll do it again. Simple as that.
I personally, I've always thought that obviously St James's Park is always the 12th man. It's almost, they always talk about Anfield with the Kop and they used to blow the ball in the net. But I think when you get an atmosphere at St James's Park and it's rocking, it's pretty hard to beat that. And I've seen it, I've heard it, I've been there as well, and I know it's quite those are the days with when the standing and the Gallagher end, and it was pretty loud. Let me tell you. So yeah, it's quite an atmosphere. So that's a worrying factor. I think when any team now plays at St James's Park, you're going to have the crowd so much behind them as well.
Absolutely. Our fans is just absolutely amazing. I mean, thanks for that, man, because some of the media as well just don't like Newcastle. They just do not like Newcastle going into what do you call it? Like, being the top 3, top 4, if you know what I mean. But it is sad. But look,
it gets. I think I call it. It's whether it's. I suppose I don't know whether it's a jealous factor that's happened. Listen, you've got who your owners are, and that's who it is. It is what it is, and at the end of the day, it started years ago with Chelsea, and then it obviously roller coasted to Man City, and it's just the way it is. That's football, and and the media well, listen, I can't stand the media. Media have always got something against Arsenal. There always seem to be. There's never any happiness when it comes to Arsenal anyway. So maybe us and Newcastle suffer the same deficiencies when it comes to media attention. And it's just one of those things. And the best thing is to blow it in their faces and produce the football that we're both doing. That's the easiest way. Let the team do the talking.
Yeah, absolutely. You totally agree with Andy, 100%. But another thing is, if Arsenal gets in one the Europa League or an English club wins the Champions League and we finish 4th, we may not do it. We may not get in the top 4 because the top 3 you'll get through. The top 4. Say Arsenal finish 5th, right? You won Europa League, or say Liverpool finish Newcastle finish 4th, but Liverpool won the Champions League. We'll not make it because they already got the 4. So that's another thing as well. So we'll cross that bridge with the comfort, man.
Yeah. Worry about that if you're still there. Yeah, no, definitely.
Definitely. I don't want another Tottenham situation when Chelsea won it, when Drogba scored a win penalty and denied Spurs, even though they finished 4th, they didn't get Champions League, which is a shame, but which is brilliant, actually, which is brilliant.
Yeah, no, it was excellent.
It's brilliant, wasn't it? Brilliant. Big up to Jason over your UK, Jason. I hope you're fine. John's going to have a party on stream if you get top 4. True, that I will do a special show for that. I also do in Europa League, but finished the league season like they did last season. I don't think they'll be finishing 8th this season. I think they'll also be top 4 the way they're at the minute. And big up to Rachel again. Would you have Charlie Dimmick, the Ron for Pelly, back in your side if he was 20 years younger? Ray Parlour.
Would I have Ray Parlour in my team? Yeah. Do you know what? He was an unsung hero, Ray Parlour. He was part of my era. I watched. I loved Romford Ray. He was a very hard-working player. Very. A lot of people didn't notice the amount of work he used to do off the ball. He was a great player to, he scored some amazing goals as well, especially in cup final games. So yeah, I would take Ray Parlour back as a for the work rate that he does, or he did rather. He was brilliant. He was a brilliant midfielder.
Absolutely, he works hard for the team, doesn't he? He's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. The media hates us and we hate them. Yep, it's them against us. And I'll tell you what, at the minute we are winning. So they can just cry some more or we celebrate some more, eh? Big up to Ashton, by the way. Big up to Torstein as well. He's a big, I think he's a United fan as well, but big up to you, by the way. And I said, Miggy. Indeed. We're going to wrap up there, guys. And, but thanks so much, Shane, Andy, for coming on. And thanks for the chats as well. It's been a great show on Elite and for the transfer update show. And it's a shame Tony can't make it. He's sorting out his TV, but I'll let him know big notice next time. So, Andy, can you tell us where you can find you, please, on your socials, mate?
So you just find me on the Twitter, John, really, at AndyRaven8. That's where you'll find general sort of bubbly comments or comments against Tottenham, anything like that.
Cool. Fantastic. We'll also be linked to Cordy Jamie as well from Leeds United as well. I don't know a lot about this guy, to be fair. If anyone in the chat knows about it, either comments in the comment section, and tell us what do you think of this guy. I do not know a lot about this guy, but he has been linked with couple of good players as well and clubs as well. If Chelsea win Champions League and finish 5th, they will make Champions League, but so will the top 4 as well. So yeah, so that's changed a little bit. So it's going to be finish 5th, win Champions League, then make it, but so will the top 4. So that's great. That is great news there. If that is true. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Can't wait to use that back playing. It can make a difference to us in the title list as well. So, guys, if you like the video, if you just give it a like, subscribe, and also check out my socials as well. It's in the link in the description as well. And if you'd like to super chat, you can do so. And also, if you'd like to become a member, it's 99p as well. So, Andy, thank you so much for coming on, man. And I have a quick review backstage, mate, right, before I let you go. But until then, guys, and I'll with the lads, and I'll see you back tomorrow, probably Thursday. And until then, guys, it's a goodbye.